Good afternoon. Or good evening. I feel like a star up here. Like a real star. Should I start singing? I want to thank you all for allowing us to come out. With me is Priscilla Zapeta. My name is Teresa Chandler, and I've been with the County Assessor's Office for 20 years now. I think Priscilla's been there about 35 years. Oh, 28. Okay, so we have some age here. We want to get started, and just like the Township Assessor just stated, we want to show you how to file an appeal. I know that many of you are familiar with how to file an appeal, but we've changed a few things on our form, and we just want you to file correctly. I want to thank the Commissioner for answering all of your questions. At the very end, what we would do, we would take individual questions. We don't have business card because we have a new assessor. So if there's some questions that we cannot answer here, we will take it back to our office. As the Township Assessor stated, you can also call her office as well. So with that being said, we're going to get started. Office of the Cook County Assessor. Thank you all again for allowing us for Northfield Township Property Tax Appeal Workshop. This is our agenda tonight. Responsibility of the Assessor Office. As you know, we do not raise your property taxes. We are not responsible for your property taxes being raised. The only thing the assessor is responsible for is your assessed value on your home. We're just going to give you a little bit of a property tax system overview, few facts, assessing your taxes, your assessment notices, how and when do I file an appeal. We're also going to talk about your exemptions, the list of your exemptions. Exemptions are very important. Many of you sometimes fail to apply for your exemptions, and there are many exemptions that you may not know that exist. And as the Commissioner stated, he talked about building on the reform. Lastly, and how to contact us. I was trying to count how many people were in the room. I was going to pass out my personal phone number, but I think at the very end I'll give you Priscilla. We were told about 20 people. I know I went to CPS, and I know I didn't have to count past 20. So, all right, the responsibility of the assessor's office. Of course, the Cook County Assessor does not set your tax rate or your levy. What he does is decide the amount of your property tax bill. And we don't have to go through all of this again because the Cook County Commissioner went through it already, but what he does is he sets the fair and accurate value over 1.8 million parcels. There's 1.8 million parcels, so just know that there's room for error. We all are here for the same reason. We believe that our property assessments are overvalued, I'm sure, right? Okay. So the value of these properties are not determined on an individual basis, but a mass appraisal system. And so as Fritz Kagi, the Cook County, the newest assessor, what he's trying to do is make everyone pay their fair share, all right? And so that's why we're building on reform. There's a bill down in Springfield now that we're working on to try to get everyone to a fair share. I know I heard some questions here about why do I have to hire an attorney? You don't. I know that the commissioner here is an attorney, but they have nothing magical. Everything in our office, when you file your appeal form, it's the same as an attorney comes in with your appeal form. He does nothing magical at all. What I do suggest is that you visit your Township Assessor's office to find out, and they come to your office as well, to find your comparable properties. Okay, until we get this all together, until the County Assessor Fritz Kagi get everything overhauled and reformed. I urge you to visit your Township Assessor's office and your Commissioner's office so that we can assist you. And also our office as well. And before you get your bill, determining your property tax bill requires input from multiple states, your county, and your taxing district. Basically in red, what we have here on the PowerPoint presentation is what the Cook County Assessor does. Okay? He sets assessed values and decides your appeals if necessary. He applies your state equalizer and applicable exemptions to your assessed value. Those exemptions we're going to talk about in the very end. Anything else that's not voted, we do not have any jurisdiction over. We do not conduct appeals at the board of review. We do not set your state equalizer or your tax rate, okay? And definitely, we do not mail your bill. We always get questions saying that you guys raised our taxes. No, we have not raised your taxes. Number one, and number two, we do not mail out your property tax bills. Do you know where your tax bills come from? The Cook County Treasurer's Office, okay? Not the Cook County Assessor's Office. As the commissioner stated, most of your money is going to the education here. Lots of it, okay? Lots of it. 60%, sometimes 65%, all right? That's how much goes to your education system. This is just an example of the city colleges, how much your, this is just an example of the city. City colleges get 4%, City of Chicago get 19%. All of these breakdowns are on your tax bills. This is how your tax rate is derived. We're gonna go to assessing your property. All right, so in Cook County, reassessment is done every 3 years. If you don't agree with your reassessment, you may contest it. And that's why we're here tonight, to file an appeal. An appeal is based upon your assessed value and not your property taxes. Your assessment notice is not your tax bill. This is a copy of the new assessment notice here. One time we were, the prior assessor, we will provide you with sample comparables. We decided to take those sample comparables off the assessment notices because people actually thought that those were the comparables that they should use. So therefore, we've tried to do a new and improve in our office. Like I stated, Fritz Katie is really trying to make great reform so that we all pay our fair share. And I also want to say, if you look at that tax bill for the new homeowners, if you never take a look at your tax rate is on there. Your tax and bodies, how much money is being spent in your area, it's there on your tax bill, okay? Some people say, well, you don't have to go over that. But yes, you do, because we have a lot of new homeowners here, all right? The effective assessment of your property. An increase does not necessarily mean an increase in your property taxes. Now, I don't know how the commissioner knew that, but he definitely stated that when he was talking, okay? If the tax levy controlled by the local taxing body stays the same, increases in your assessment has no effect on your property taxes. But if your assessment increases below the median increase, it's more likely that you will see an increase in your property taxes, okay? Now, commercial assessments went up. We're not going to talk about commercial assessment. We're going to just talk about residential. But with commercial assessments up significantly more than residential increases, it's more likely that commercial property owners will see an increase in property taxes. And hopefully a relief for residential. When and where do you file an appeal? Well, here with the Cook County Assessor's Office and also at the Board of Review. You can also visit your Cook County Township office to bring your appeal form. Is that correct? Great. You can appeal either the second or the last year of the triennial, all right? If you have recent purchases. These are just some of the reasons why people appeal. Physical changes. And we're going to go over the form here. We have the forms here today. Maybe Priscilla should start passing them out since we don't have 20 people. And so there's two types of forms. If we have condominium owners here tonight, are there any condo owners here? Okay, your form is going to have a C in the corner, in the left-hand corner, all right? Residential, yours will have an R. So we're going to start passing them out now so we won't, all right? Well, it's mine left, so. So C for condos, R for residential.
The condominium ones are also black and white.
They're all black and white, okay? If you need two, you have two properties, that's fine.
I'm sorry, one question.
Yeah.
So this particular document, can this be?
This can be filed, you can file online. Yes, You can file online, in person, by mail, in your township office. This is how you can file. You don't have to turn this form in tonight because you can file it online. But what we want to do is just go over the sections that you should be filling out because we've made some changes and we want them filled out correctly. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit. Is that okay?
I'll be right back. Okay? I'll be right back.
Condominiums, do we have any more condo owners? Townhouse, if your number ends in 0000, residential. If it ends with a 1, 2, 3, 4, condo.
When is the appeal due?
June 24th.
When is it due?
Forms, what is the closing date, Priscilla? The 24th? 24th. Condos, we have some condos in the back. No. If you file your appeal online, you're gonna get a confirmation if you file online. Okay? As I stated, definitely you can also drop your appeal form off at the Township Assessor's office or with your county commissioner, and they will, make sure that we receive your forms.
Your house will not sell.
Or it's
at
supposed to
their
be courthouse.
assessed value.
At the Cook County Assessor's office in Skokie. This is every 3 years, you reassess. Oh, you can challenge every year. If you have any extra forms, you can just pass them back.
Now, here they come.
Okay, so we don't have any more forms because we were told 20 people.
What happened?
And, we always bring a little extra, but maybe we can have someone make a copy.
Over here,
But we have a lot.
over here. All right, you got your-
Residential? Residential.
All right.
Any
residential is,
residential?
the color.
We're gonna make more copies, but for now, I'm gonna give you one.
Do I need condominiums?
We have some condos.
Residential. Everybody's residential.
This is residential right here.
Yeah.
The color one is residential.
This is residential.
Yes, residential.
All right. I
Residential.
think we're almost there.
With the R.
Thank you all for being
Condo has a
patient.
C there.
Is anybody missing? Does everybody have one? Either condominium or residential?
Yeah, you only need one.
Condominium? Residential?
All right.
That's for condos.
Okay, so
Condos.
I'm gonna just recap that. Where can you file this form?
Do you need a
You can file
residential?
it online, in person, Skokie Branch Office, Cook
Thank
County
you.
Assessor's Office, by mail, and with your township assessor, and we're gonna add another, county commissioner. I'm gonna add that to the PowerPoint when I get back to work. And he's gonna provide the stamp. All right, how to file an appeal, condo versus residential. We're gonna get started. C for condo, R for residential. Residential, this is only for you. All right?
Yes, girl.
Now, does everyone have an ink pen? That's another question. We have some pens. We don't have 200, we only have 20.
Okay.
Anyone need a pen? All right. So, this is important. I hope you guys haven't started because that's why so please fill out section 1. A very happy taxpayer in Northfield. Your name and the address, and if you are the owner, check out the owner. If you are the beneficiary of a trust, check out beneficiary. You would definitely have to provide some type of documentation later with other, okay? So please fill out section 1. This is only for residential.
Excuse me. One question. If you're the owner of the trust, the current trust, not the beneficiary, you just put down owner?
That's it, put down owner. Section 2, this is only for residential. Residential. I know you guys are condos. Current year appeal only. Please check that box. Current year appeal only. Do not fill out the other boxes. Current year appeal only. CFE is certificate of error. Okay? You can receive certificate of errors for refunds if when you're trying to redeem money back based on errors that we have made. But that is for our office. Now, if the house that you are appealing is the house that you live in, write the word same. If you live in the house that you're appealing, write the word same. Okay?
Where?
You don't have to write the address twice. Just write the word same. All right? What we do is, when we take the forms, we go through them really fast, so we want to make sure that they're uniform. All right? And there's key things that we look for. So if it's not the address that you're living in,
Just write
write
same
the
here,
other
right?
address. Okay? If this is not the address that you're living in, write the address that you're appealing. Yes, ma'am.
My house is on a lot and a half, so I have 2 different numbers.
Yes, ma'am. We haven't got there to that part yet. But put in the address of each one.
Oh, I would have,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
would write same on one and,
And just write your address at the top, because it's the PIN number that's gonna identify it.
okay.
Yes, ma'am. Please put in your township. Everyone here should be what?
Northfield.
Northfield. Okay? We do get some people that's outliers that try to come into the Northfield appeal session. Please put in Northfield. Condos, where you at? All right, this is for you. Residential, lean back.
Yeah.
Take a break. Condos. Please check the box. How's the subject being used? Condominium. Check that box, please. Now, why are we doing all this? Because we've made some changes to our forms. All right? So, we really appreciate this. If this is an appeal of 100% of the entire property, are you appealing for everyone in your unit? You can put 100%, all right? But if not, put no. Yes, ma'am. Most times, I found out that when you're in a condo association, they file for you. They hire an attorney, okay? Because it's based on percentages of ownership, all right? But sometimes people opt out. The reason why some people opt out from filing an attorney is because they may be on senior freeze, and they don't want them to file an appeal for them. But you have your own right to file an appeal, okay? Condo, this is for you again. Do not put anything unless you want no data submitted with appeal. If not, what? Okay? If you're appealing for the whole entire property, you said yes or no. All right? Data to be submitted. If you have data that you want to submit with your appeal, please check that box. Even though they have it crossed out, you can check it if you like. Okay? Residential, this is for you. How's your property subject used? Is this a single family? The lady in the back said that she has 2 PIN numbers. You can check single family, other, and explain. Because you have you said you have a block next to your house, right?
Well, the house spreads over a lot and a half,
Okay.
so I would check.
Is it a single family?
Yes,
Okay, single family.
on both of them?
Yes, ma'am. Single family. We're gonna identify your property by your PIN number anyway. If this is a 6 apartment or less, check 6 apartment or less. If this is a mixed use, please check mixed use. This is only for residential. Now, if you purchased on or after January the 1st of 2016, right? Indicate your purchase price. If not, If purchased prior to January the 1st, 2016, write the word prior. So if you purchase on or after January the 1st, 2016, indicate your year of purchase. You purchased 17, 18, 19, please put your purchase price. If you purchased prior to 16, write the word prior. Are there any new homeowners here? Please write your purchase price and the year.
And the year?
Yes, ma'am, and the year.
1970.
Now, data submitted with appeal. This is only for residential. You may have some data. I think when we arrived early today, we spoke with a gentleman. He said that his daughter purchased a home. I can't remember the figures. I'm just going to make up something. $300,000. She purchased the house for $300,000. We have her being assessed at $350,000 too, but she only purchased for $300,000. So she can. Data submitted with appeal will be her settlement statement because she wants to show proof that she only paid $300,000 for it, but we have her assessed at $350,000. If you have other documentation that you want to submit, my house is by a pond. There's something going on and this, it's deteriorating my property. That's data submitted with appeal. If you have an appraisal, any documentation that you want to submit, that's data submitted with an appeal. We also have a form called narrative. We have those forms with us. If you have a brief story that you want to tell us, brief. That's the key. I was an analyst for many years and we read and read. And so what I'm saying is brief. You have a brief story that you want to attach to your appeal form, telling us about your unique situation, I suggest that you use our narrative form, okay? And don't try to write anything on the appeal form. This can go with the appeal form, all right? If you want to help your case. So that's data submitted with appeal. Data to be submitted is that you're gonna submit your appeal tonight, but you're gonna submit your data later, okay? All right. But you must do that in the amount of time, I believe you get 8 days after the appeal date is closed. So, here, residential only, please sign your name. A very happy taxpayer. You'll be happy later. Very happy taxpayer. If you don't sign it, it's not valid. We can't process it. Right. You can also, like I stated, file these online. If you're going to submit comparables, we have a section. I'm going to get over there right now for the comparables.
Under or on top?
You can. You can. But I haven't got to the comparable side. I'm going to get there right now. Residential only. This is for you. You see those circles up there? Please do not fill out that. That's for our office. Subject, property, permanent index number. Please put your property index number. If you do not have it, it's okay. We can read from your section 2 and section 1. Well, section 1, your address, if you wrote legible. Okay? But please put your property index number in section 1. If you have 2 property index numbers, put them both. Again, if you don't know them, it's okay. Do not fill out those boxes that says certificate of error. If you went ahead and you need another form, let us know. All right, condos, this is for you. Please put in your property index number. Oftentimes you have 2. Okay? Can I go ahead? All right. Residential. Please give us the property index number or the addresses of the comparable properties. Now, you can use your neighbors or anyone, okay? Their property value will not go up by you using their property, all right? Also, the Cook County Assessor's Office, your Township Assessor, can find you comparable properties. Our website has comparable properties on there. And also, your great county commissioner. You can also go to his office as well to find comparable properties. Residential, this is for you. This little section, check appropriate reasons for your appeal. Lack of uniformity. All right, that's number 1. What's your name, ma'am? Susan. Andrea. They both live right next door to each other. It's the same exact house. Everything's the same. Assessed values are totally different. Shouldn't be. Property tax bill could be different because one may be 25 and one may be 65. So the exemption amount made the property tax bill different. But the assessment, they were built the same, everything's the same, should be the same. Lack of uniformity. So that. I'm just gonna go through a few of them. You can check off multiple. Vacancy and occupancy. Vacancy is exactly what it is. It is vacant. All right? Property description error. We say your house is 3,000 square feet, and it's actually only 1,500 square feet. Property description error. We say your house is a 2-story, and it's a single story. Property description error. Building no longer exists. Self-explanatory. Overvaluation. Is that why we all here? Most people choose overvaluation. Most people choose lack of uniformity. I can't tell you what to choose, but most people choose those two. You can choose two. Lack of uniformity. Most people choose lack of uniformity. Most people choose overvaluation. I think that's why we're all here.
So like my property like increased 20% by last time, and actually the value, if Cook County wants to buy it, I'd gladly do so.
I think that's everybody's story. Fire damage. Exactly what it states. If you have a fire, you're gonna have to show proof that you had a fire. Police report, fire report, insurance papers, you're gonna have to show proof about your fire, all right? Building is uninhabitable. That means you physically cannot live in it. Doesn't mean that the husband done made the basement a man cave. Or the washroom is purple. Bathroom, whatever. You know, you just cannot live in it. All right? Building is uninhabitable. Other is something that you want to tell us. That's that narrative form that Priscilla has over here. All right? I'll be right with you. Field check requested. If you want us to come out, something's going on in the square footage, we will come out. Remember, the Cook County Assessor's Office, we do not come inside your home. We will not notify you when we're coming. We're just gonna go on the outside, all right? That's for residential. Now, I'm gonna go ahead.
On a field check, what do you do?
So with a field check, if we say your house is 2 stories, you say it's 1 story. We say that your house is 3,000 square feet, you say it's only 1,500, you have to have a survey. We're gonna make sure, okay? We will not come into your home, all right? Now, this is our list of exemptions. Homeowners. I'm sure everyone here, if you look at your second installment bill, last year's, you should have received a homeowner's exemption. You must have been in your house as of January the 1st of 2018 to receive the homeowner's exemption, okay? All right? Senior citizen exemption. I think I only seen 2 seniors, because you got to be 65. All right. You know what? I actually have some in my purse, but I was trying to, you know. Now I don't trust me, because I definitely need them. But I didn't see any seniors. I was trying to, you know, I'm squinting. But to be a senior, you must be 65 years old, born 1953 or prior. You don't have to raise your hand. All right. We're not checking IDs. So that's for the senior. Long-time homeowners exemption. Have anyone ever heard of it?
No, never
All
heard
right.
of it.
So I'm going to explain this exemption a little bit. But I don't want you to call downtown and say Teresa Chandler's not qualified. Because that's not what I'm saying here. And I want you to be my witness. So there's 3 requirements. The first, You must have lived in your house over 10 years, right? Okay. The second requirement is this. Your household gross income must be less than $100,000. Everyone in the home. And the third requirement is your equalized assessed value must have gone up significantly. Now that's the key word. The key word is significantly. Now, how can you tell how can you find out? You have to call our office. Can they come to your office to find out? Sure. Come to the Township Assessor's office, but come to the Skokie branch office and we can look it up for you. We're a phone call away to find out if you qualify for the long time. Now, you can qualify for the homeowners, the senior, and the long time. All three. All right? Yes.
When was the last time that $100,000 income threshold was
Changed.
updated?
Yeah, it's been there a long time.
That's horrible.
I would talk to, yeah, well, like I stated, Cook County Assessor Fritz Katie, he's in office now. And we're gonna be making some reforms. So at this time, you probably just have to, please just bear with us because those are things that we could take back to our office. Your concerns is something that Fritz Katie is very interested in finding out how to make changes, what the constituents need in this area and all across Cook County.
Can I just ask you, because under such a burial, only people who qualify for the one-time homeowners
We're
receive the
mayor.
application?
That's correct. Thank you for that. See, that's why she's a township assessor.
Is the
So,
explanation for all these online, and if you file online, is the narrative form online?
Yes.
It's all on the website, okay.
So, if you qualify, you automatically receive the long-time exemption form. Now, people say, well, how do they know my income? They go by your assessment, how your assessment has increased in order for you to receive the form, okay? Senior freeze. Your household gross income must be less than $65,000, all right? So, you can have the homeowners, the senior, and the senior freeze. You cannot have the homeowners and senior in a long time because they're both income-based. So you may apply for the long time exemption, but we may give you the senior freeze because it's a greater benefit. Or you may apply for the senior freeze and we give you the long time. And that happens. Okay? So again, you can have multiple exemptions. Yes, sir?
Does the senior freeze incur a later tax liability?
No. The next one is a disabled person's exemption. We left off the word person, but it says disabled person. We have a form with us tonight. It's called P-Tax 343. You can take this form to your doctor, your physician. He fills it out. You have to be physically disabled, but the doctor must deem you disabled. Now, if he fills this form out for you, we can apply it to your property tax bill, your second installment. So you can get the homeowners, the senior freeze, and a disabled person. Okay? Whoever's on that deed is entitled. So if it's the husband that's disabled, you can fill out the form. It's the husband and wife. Whoever's on the deed can fill out for the exemptions. All right? So, moving forward, disabled veterans. Do we have any veterans in the house? All right, let's give them a round of applause for serving my country. Woo-hoo! Disabled veterans exemption. Now, with the disabled veterans exemption, if you're 30% or greater, you receive a certain amount of money off your property tax bill. If you're 70% or greater, service-connected is the key. We have people saying, well, I was in the war, I didn't get injured. You must have been injured in the war, service-connected. If you're 70% or more, thanks to the prior governor, you do not pay property taxes anymore. Okay? No property taxes for service-connected disability of 70%. Returning veterans, we're not going to talk about that one because we haven't had any comment. Home improvement, if you have any home improvements up to $75,000, you can delay your property taxes up to 4 years. How do they know if you made them? Because you pull your permit. Your permit is then given to the township. The township it sends them downtown, and that's how they know. Any questions on exemption?
Yes.
Yes.
You seem to suggest that some of them are weighted differently. Are they weighted equally or?
So each one of those, the homeowner's exemption, you take that times your tax rate, how you figure it out when you say weighted. They are definitely different. The homeowners, the senior freeze, you can receive those together. You can receive 3 and 4 at one time. So definitely. Some are greater benefits. The senior freeze is one of the best benefits that anyone could receive if they've been on the senior freeze for many years. I've noticed that some people that's been on the senior freeze don't pay property tax bills anymore. Lots of them, all across the county. In addition to that, I want to say something though, with these exemptions. We can go back to 3 years and provide you with refunds. So if you believe that you've failed to apply for any of these exemptions, we can give you refund money. If you think that at this particular time, last year, 2 years ago, I was disabled, bring the form in, the P-Tax 343, the disabled persons forms with it, we will issue you a refund. Now, those are called not refunds, they're called certificate of errors, all right? We will process the forms, the Cook County Treasurer issues you your checks, okay? So, and they're pretty fast. It used to take 90 days, but some people have said that it's been 30 days. Faster than rapid refund, okay?
Can I say one more thing too?
Yes.
Home improvement, that's not something they apply for.
No, they don't apply for the home improvement. That's what I said, when you pull your permit,
Right,
it happens automatic. Yes. No, so if he wants to file an appeal, and if you're filing for your whole building, that's 100%. So, now, how can I put this? I cannot tell you what to do because you're an attorney. All right, and not that kind of attorney. So oftentimes when people are on the senior freeze or the long time exemption, this is kind of really important. The senior freeze was designed like this to offset increases. So the higher your assessed value goes, the more money you save on your senior freeze. So if you file an appeal and you win that appeal, you may drop your savings. Okay? So we can't tell you what to do when you're on the senior freeze. But if it was my parents and they were on the senior freeze, or they were on the long time, I would not suggest that they file an appeal. That's just me. Because if they've been on there for many years, and you're just trying to get a few dollars, but you're gonna lose some substantial savings the year after, I wouldn't say file. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah, if they're sure that they're gonna always qualify, that's the key.
That's the key. So she agreed. Okay, so if you're on that senior freeze, yes ma'am. So if you missed an exemption, you just file a certificate of error with the certificate of error homeowner, certificate of error senior, certificate of error senior freeze. We will take care of that in the Skokie branch office. We can look in our system to see what you need for these exemptions.
Are these reductions percent reductions or fixed value, or what's the definition of each of these?
What do you mean? Are they fixed?
When you're giving someone a homeowner's exemption, is it percentage reduction, is it a fixed?
It's based on your tax rate, that's for sure. It's based on your tax rate. If you look at your second installment bill, you can take the homeowner's exemption, the $8,000 times the tax rate, $10,000 times the tax rate, and then the senior is $8,000 times the tax rate. Okay? Now the senior freeze is a little complicated. A lot of little variables goes up in there. All right? But you're receiving all the homeowners and the senior, you're receiving, that's a lot of money savings. If you take that time your tax rate, 10,000 times your tax rate, then another 8,000 times the tax rate, That's a lot of savings.
Question.
Yes.
Being the long-time homeowner and the senior freeze is, income, kind of a base. Now, we just finished up the last year, 2018's, income, which is, by, April 15. So if a person is qualified for 2018's income, when will that person be applying for this, freeze or homeowner?
So your freeze form that you have, we have the freeze form here tonight. You want to know if you qualify? It's your 2017 income. Are you 65 born 1953? Those are different requirements that you must meet first as well.
So if, for 2018's, income, you are really is applying next year for the exemption?
So it takes actually 2 years to receive that freeze. Okay? So it's your 17 income. Yes.
On the home improvement, you mentioned that you didn't take it, that you could have got it, because there's a deferment, would that still work?
No.
You got it.
You got it.
It's automatic.
It's automatic.
You didn't have to apply for it.
That's correct.
What's the home improvement exemption?
75,000.
It's 75,000, yeah. The first 4 years, they don't.
All right.
And the first 75,000.
So to contact us, Office of Cook County Assessor Fritz Kagi. We are 118 North Clark. We also have an office in Skokie. What's your number, Priscilla? Just now. Figure that out. Your cell phone number? Okay. So we want to thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for having us out here.
Thanks, Teresa. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that you do have at least 3, maybe 4 resources that you can use. You can use the Assessor's Office, the Township Office, the Skokie Office of the Assessor, and the Downtown Office. And then my office, both downtown and in Glenview. And I'm going to stick around after this. Is my people here? I know I have cards, but I'll give you my information as well. And we can also assist with whatever information we need to give. And I'll stick around afterwards to talk to you as well.
The contact information for the